Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 10:50 a.m., following broadcasts in 102.3 FM and 106.5 FM. We are serving the world one household at a time. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Kimiator Peak Performance Coaching.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. My name is Jonathan Bash and I will be your host for today. Today is all about fashion, so of course we have the most fashionable guests you can ever imagine. Today I have three amazing women. It is an absolute dream, and they are fashion moguls and masters in the fashion industry. I'm immensely honored and beyond excited to welcome these incomparable women to the studio today. First of all, we have the most incredible woman I've ever met, really. She is the one and only Lisa Pliner.
Thanks.
Hello, Lisa. I have to say your introduction real fast because you have a fabulous resume. Lisa is a successful shoe designer, artist, wife, and mother. Her husband is the one and only Donald J. Pliner. Donald is one of the most successful American shoe designers of all time. When Lisa met Donald, she became his muse. They collaborated together on many shoe designs for over 23 years. She's also an accomplished philanthropist and children's book author. She co-founded Peace for the Children Foundation, which has provided charitable grants supporting nonprofit organizations for the past decades. Lisa is also the host of the wildly successful podcast, Over 40, Loving Every Minute of It. Please welcome the multi-talented fashionista herself, Miss Lisa Pliner.
Oh, Jonathan, thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I mean, how am I going to even interview you now? We just basically gave your whole. I mean, and there's so much more too, you know.
So we just go with the flow. Just like ask me, what is it like to first? Okay, be married to a shoe designer, right?
I mean, we can start with that. Donald J. Pliner has a huge reputation, extremely talented. Like I said, one of the top American shoe designers of our time. Of all time.
Of all times. I mean, I would say being married to a shoe designer has its good pros and cons. I mean, yes, I get shoes for days. And being the foot model.
I can't imagine your closet or closets of shoes.
I know, right? You need to come over and look at inventory. But, you know, again, as much as I was his muse, he is my muse, and we're like that yin-yang. So we really play off each other.
Well, you've collaborated on many projects and many different designs, like I said, for over 26 years.
Right. I mean, you know, I think he's made me the stronger woman that I've become into today by pushing me to my limits and pushing me to those things, do this, you know, as a artist background, you know, he's taken that and just, he pulls it right out of me. So it's kind of really nice.
I mean, we know the fairy tale of what is your career with Donald J. Pliner. I wanted to start from the beginning. How did you create the empire with Donald that...
You know, well, I would say, I mean, Donald really started way back when in pretty much with his parents. You know, I think he was born with the shoehorn, a silver shoehorn, you know, and his parents owned floor-shine shoes back in the Depression days, and he would work for his father. And then, you know, he went to school in Europe, and, you know, became an artist. I don't think he really even knew what he wanted to do, and he kind of really wanted to stay out of the draft. And then he came back. When he came back to the States, I guess someone said, oh, you know, why don't you open this? Why don't you do that? So he became actually the designer for Pappagallo shoes and Glacé. And then from there, he bought out, and someone actually said, then he opened a really successful store in California around 1971. He'll probably quote me and tell me how wrong I am, because he likes to do that. But which was called Right Bank Clothing Company, and he really started off bringing designers from Europe all over, and then his brother said, why don't you become into the shoe world? And he started Donald Pliner in '89. Believe
it's
it or
amazing.
not.
I
So-
mean, as much as we love Donald J. Pliner,
I know it's me today.
let's go back to
Let's just come down to the
let's go back to the queen
cookies
herself,
here.
Miss Pliner.
Yeah.
I know you did your own shoe line.
I did do my own shoe
And
line.
I remember it had green soles.
Yes.
That was your signature.
Yes.
And as I look into your eyes right now very closely, I could see it's the same color as your shoes. I mean, were your eyes the inspiration?
Well, I think what Donald taught me was what he taught me as a woman and wife and mother going forward, but how to really look. You have to look to the future of what someone wants to wear. You can see something, go, instant gratification, I want it now.
Yeah, I
but
totally
it
know how that is.
takes,
Yeah, I totally know how that
6
is having my
months.
own clothing line.
Right.
And you have to not predict the trends, you have to start the trends.
Right. So I took what he taught me, but I also took what I wanted as a woman in my own shoes. And what he fell in love with me was that he loved my green eyes. So I kind of wanted to put our souls and souls together. And that's just really how it became Lisa F. Pliner for Donald Pliner.
I love that you say souls and souls because we can go SOULS or SOLES.
Right.
So that's pretty clever.
Right.
I
So
love
the
that.
green eyes, we just kept it as our trademark together because that's really our souls that he fell in love with.
That's amazing. I also want to keep talking about you. You have a wildly successful podcast, and
do.
it is called Over 40, Loving Every Minute of It.
Yes.
You could view it on YouTube. You can listen to it on many outlets.
Yes.
Please tell me how you started and created this amazing podcast, and talk about some of your guests that you've had on the show.
Okay. Well, I started it really during COVID time, and someone came up to me and says, I don't know, you have an it thing. And I was like, what is an it thing? And I love people. I love fashion. I love beauty. I love anything that is about a person whose beauty is inside and outside. It's not about what a woman can look like because their beauty brings out how their features are. So at the beginning, during COVID, all of us had to survive, and what were artists doing or what were designers doing. And I took experts from all the trades just to help out women that when we were in our 40s, we never talked about what we didn't know or were scared to. And it was really about, don't be afraid. And then you hear, oh my God, 50s, look at this celebrity, she's so fabulous. Do you think they're going to tell what she did when she was in her 40s? Hell
Never.
No, absolutely
when you,
not.
Yeah, even when you know them behind the scenes, it's very hard to get that out of them. Yeah.
So I took that, and being 57, saying that, okay, I'm going to bring all the experts of how I know. And actually, I used to have people call in, and then just got so much really into who, there was in that artist or a designer. And it was really just telling them what their story was, how they began, and really, when we had the COVID, their mask and wearing, lipstick or doing eyebrows or what was another fun one? And that my friend at the time was with Armani.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we had hair. A lot of people wanted to know the gray. What do we do with all our gray?
Yeah.
And so
you have specific topics for your specific listeners, basically.
At the beginning, and then it just got more into, from my numbers, people really love fashion. Mm-hmm. And I was able to have Chris Royer, who was one of the original Halstonettes, and we talked about how she was always the one, if you watched the series, being pinned and had blonde hair, and she did everything with them. Mm-hmm. And I've had Susan Summers, and I've had really unique. I actually had a Kiss Whisperer, which was kind of really fun. That was a really fun one. But I have unique people that really talk about how they got there. I had one of my favorites was a Victorian for vintage, and she started off when she was an intern for Vogue, and she was really the real Anne Hathaway when she was there, and how she became now. She's a huge Victorian, has a show, and she's all in Fashion Week, and it's like, why aren't you here? And I'm like, well, I'm going to go spend my week in Cabo, which I just got back.
Yeah, and you had just had a birthday, so happy
Happy
belated.
birthday.
So let's get back.
Okay.
I mean, your podcast is insane. I mean,
It's fun.
I'm really glad that you got to share it with us.
Yeah, I love people.
But let's talk about your own personal style.
Go ahead.
It's
Let's see.
It's all about fashion, so we got to talk about your personal style. What you're wearing right now is absolutely fabulous. You have all the beautiful jewelry. You're adorned in diamonds right now. I mean, give me a break.
Got a little bit of Lisa Gastineau's jewelry on. You got to give her credit here.
Yeah,
she's,
we have the queen of diamonds.
She knows what I like, so she can just look at me and go, wear this will go right now.
Yes. So please tell me about a few different pieces that in your closet.
Let's talk
about garments.
Garments.
Yeah. I mean, jewelry is definitely fashion as well, but I want to know about your personal style with garments.
I want to say I think my personal style is what I like. Mm-hmm. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, my feelings are not going to be hurt. I love, again, today our lifestyles changed so much. Going out is not so much dressing up, but it's kind of really nice to dress up. At home, you're going to see me in sweats all day and no makeup and
same.
But I think with my personal fashion, as a lot of my friends who've known me, I think I've had every single hair color there is, every length there is, and then I decide to cut it all off and have fun.
You're a trendsetter. I mean, you did it for years with your husband with shoes, and you do it with your own branding of yourself.
Thank you.
And I think that's very important, and you're not scared to cross any boundaries or make a mistake, because I think you're the type of woman that literally makes a statement and sticks with it and is happy and just shows what you want to produce, what you want to show.
I mean, if you make the mistake, you know what? Big deal. Who cares? You learn from it.
I mean,
If you're making little bit of mistakes here, and I even make fun of myself on my own podcast show because I'm dyslexic completely.
But if you're creating,
it's okay.
If you're creating your own style and your own image, can you really make a mistake?
No, you can't, because
Exactly.
you have to love who you are.
Exactly.
And if you love yourself, then that's all that really matters, and everybody else is okay out there. And if you love what you're doing, then you'll shine through, and that just makes you a better person. And that's why I called it Over 40, because if you love who you are, it doesn't matter. It's what you can bring out there for the future of the people and the public. And if you can give some kind of little advice that can help someone, then you did your job.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do on this show as well.
Well, you're going to be fine. Don't even worry. You're
No,
good.
I am so honored to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
You have built an empire. You have an amazing reputation in the fashion industry. And what else can I say?
Well, I'm still going for it. I'm not giving up. And, we've got bumps all across the way, and that's what life is about.
When you love
boo-boos.
when you love what you do, what's the reason to stop?
Exactly. And don't let anybody tell you what you can do and not do. Just do what's in your heart. So just keep on doing it.
That's what I did when I first started my clothing line at 18 years old. I mean, everyone tried to put me down and not support me, but I made every dream I wanted to come true. And I mean, getting into luxury department stores and dressing all the amazing celebrities that I did at such a young age, I just, like you were saying, I just went forward and didn't look back and didn't look at anyone on the sidelines trying to tear me down. But
I will just say, interrupt you. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But
please interrupt me. This is your interview. I'm just asking the question.
I will say really quick, when I went to art school, I wanted to be an artist, and my mom was a fashion designer, so it was already in my blood. But I will say, everything in my portfolio that I ever did to get accepted to Parsons School of Design was really, I drew shoes, I drew clothing, I drew a storybook, an Arthur children's book. I mean, it's kind of weird that I look back all the time, and it's like my journey literally was already there, and it was just now to pursue it and make it even better.
You manifested it, and you just kept going with it. And look, a lot of your dreams, probably all your dreams came true.
Not all yet, but I haven't stopped. So no one's seen the last of Lisa Pliner yet.
Oh.
That's all I can say. Or Donald. He's still around. He's my other half.
No, he's a great guy.
Attached to the hip.
I love having conversations with him and you.
Thank
Just
you.
Incredible, intelligent.
Well, I'm really
fashionistas.
happy to be here for you today.
I appreciate you being here, and time is up. Time is up.
So fast.
So
Well,
fast.
anyway,
I mean, yeah.
Until next time,
Close
you
it,
catch
Lisa.
me. Over 40, loving every minute on it. And Jonathan, you are the best.
Thank you, Lisa Pliner. I appreciate everything.
We are live on KCAA Broadcasting Network, 10:50 a.m., following broadcasts in 102.3 FM and 106.5 FM. We are serving over 5 million households in the Inland Empire, North County, San Diego, Orange County, and San Gabriel Valley. We are serving the world one household at a time. We are also in iHeart, Spotify, Tiki Live, Ustream, Apple, iTunes, and anywhere with your favorite podcast. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Up Connect, and Kim Yater Peak Performance Coaching.